Doherty's in Apex, and why? Because Doherty's is coming to Pittsboro. They'll be at the SoCo location right next to the Mod and Havoc, and I'm sitting here with Steve Kanter, and Steve is the manager here. And Steve, you've been out to the Pittsboro location in Chatham County, right?
I have, on numerous occasions.
All right, and let's start with the hard question up front. Why Pittsboro? Why now for Doherty's?
Well, we want to get out to Pittsboro and get into Chatham County with the folks that are out there right now. We want to become part of the community. We want to establish ourselves there and get ready for the explosive growth that everybody is anticipating for Chatham County.
When you were out there and walked around the site, what kind of drew your attention, or what did you find most appealing about that location? Because you're going to be right next to the courthouse, next to the Mod, and next to the Havoc.
Well, and that's exactly right. We've got a fairly unique situation going on at SoCo, where we have Havoc Brewery on the corner, we have the Performance Hall and the Mod. Then we're going to have Doherty's Irish Pub and Restaurant, and then the liquor store. Right across the street is public parking, lots of public parking. And it's really a destination spot. And we don't see too many of those opportunities come along. So we wanted to jump on it. We just think it's a great location, and it's great synergy between the brewery, between Mod, and between us.
Now that building that you're moving into, the two-story building, the location here at Apex is a one-story. So what kind of modifications, or how you incorporate? Plus you got an outdoor balcony on the second floor. So how are you taking those dimensions into your configuration for the Pittsburgh store?
Well, the wonderful thing about that building is that it's a shell, and we're working with the architect that has designed our Apex location and our Cary location. We're working with the contractors for both of those, the contractor that built out both of those locations as well. And we're applying, if you've ever been to visit us either in Apex or Cary, we're applying the same aesthetic to the building in Pittsboro. So we're basically taking what we've done in the past and what we've done already and making it a two-story project. The second story deck is going to overlook the Pittsboro skyline, if you will, and we're just excited about it.
Now, when we were talking earlier, because you were still busy with the lunch crowd here, but you mentioned there's a lot of people already coming out of Chatham County to your Apex location. Is that right?
That's exactly right. We've been blessed with some good buzz, if you will, around Chatham County, around Pittsboro. And the folks are curious, and they've been coming over here to Apex. They've been coming to our Cary location to check us out, to see what the buzz is all about.
All right. One of the things that I've heard back in Chatham County is that your brunch on Sundays is very popular. What is it about your brunch that just draws people in from all over the place?
Well, we've got some unique offerings that we have for brunch. Yes, you can get pancakes. Yes, you can get eggs. You can get hash browns, that kind of thing. What you would normally expect on a brunch menu. But you can also get a full Irish breakfast. We have rashers, which is
what's a rasher?
A rasher. I was going to explain that. A rasher is what they refer to as bacon in Ireland. It's a back bacon, so it's the same cut as country ham, but it's not as salty. So it's a meaty bacon. So we've got rashers, we've got bangers. Bangers are a traditional Irish sausage that has a little cracked wheat in it. And we do a full-on Irish breakfast with that. We do our version of an eggs Benedict that we call eggs Kilkenny.
And why? What's different about your egg Benedict?
Well, the rashers for one thing instead of Canadian bacon. We also serve corned beef hash with it. That the corned beef hash is made in-house, as is 95% of the food that we make. We've got a scratch kitchen, so fish and chips, for instance, the fries that come with the fish and chips, they come in the back door as whole potatoes. We offer sweet potato fries, same deal. We get cases of whole potatoes. They're cut in our kitchen, never frozen. All of the salad dressings, all the sauces that we make are made from scratch, in-house. Everything's fresh, and these are whole foods, so there's no preservatives, there's not a lot of junk. There's no junk that comprises the food. So,
well, I had your brisket today for lunch, and that I understand you folks just took that in the back.
We do. We get our brisket in raw. The brisket is braised at about 220 degrees in the oven overnight in Guinness, and Guinness is the liquid that we use for braising.
Wait a minute, you refer to it as a liquid? Don't most people refer to it as a beer?
Well, when you braise food, the braising process demands a liquid. The liquid that we use is beer, and the beer that we use is Guinness, along with the seasonings and whatnot. That's braised. We put it on about 9 o'clock at night, and we pull it off in the morning when our cooks come in. Our chef comes in to open up in the morning. So it's low and slow, like any kind of good brisket is, and the flavor is just, well, you had it yourself.
Yes, it was very good, and I had the sweet potato fries, which my wife loves, and Greg had mentioned, who had lunch with me, and Eric, that actually right now in Pittsboro there doesn't seem to be very many good places that serve good sweet potato fries. So you guys will probably be on the top of certain people's lists.
That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. We'll look forward to seeing you and your wife out.
Quick question: what other? We've talked about the brunch. What other favorites are here that are very popular with your diners?
I mentioned it before, but our number one seller is fish and chips. It's just something that it's just sort of taken on a life of its own over the years. People love the fish and chips. They love the freshness of it. We serve the fish. The fish is a beer battered fillet. It comes with the chips, which are fries, as I mentioned before, and it also comes with haricots verts, which are French-style green beans that we just saute with a little butter and a little bit of garlic. They're sauteed to order, so if somebody doesn't like garlic or if they've got a lactose intolerance, we can adjust whatever, because it is all from scratch, and they're by far our number one seller. We do Irish favorites, traditional Irish favorites like shepherd's pie, again made in-house. We do corned beef and cabbage. The corned beef comes in; it's a raw product that we come in, we boil it off, it's sliced by hand and served up. And we don't have corned beef and cabbage just on St. Patrick's Day. We've got it every day of the year. We do Reuben sandwiches. We do a corned beef Reuben. We do a pastrami Reuben. We do a turkey Reuben. The brisket melt sandwich that you had is a big favorite. And we also do our version of a boxty. And a boxty is a traditional Irish potato cake that traditionally has different things mixed into the potato cake. It's grilled up and served. It's not real good that way. So what we've done is deconstructed it, and we make a potato crepe. And we do a filling with the brisket, the same brisket that you had on your brisket melt sandwich. We do a vegetarian with called the Donegal, with portobello mushrooms, peppers, onions, a little bit of cheese, and then we do the Killarney, which is chicken in a bechamel sauce. And these fillings are folded over in this potato crepe, the stem potato crepe, and they are delicious.
Well, you're going to be a unique addition to Pittsboro and also to Chatham County. How did Doherty's come about? When did it start up? Whose idea is it? Whose concept? You've got, what, 3 locations, if I'm not mistaken?
We're going to, Pittsboro is going to be number 3 when we come out to Chatham County. It started in 1995 as Tir na Nog, and a lot of people in this area remember Tir na Nog. It was the first Irish pub in Raleigh on Moore Square, and we sold Tir na Nog in around 2000. The people that we worked for, I didn't own it at the time. In the meantime, the people that I worked for had opened up Conley's Irish Pub, which is where our original location of Doherty's is, over in Cary.
Okay.
Davis Drive and High House over by Prestonwood. And then those guys sold that in 2005. They sold it to a guy that, quite frankly, didn't know what he was doing. Me and my partners kind of backed off, let him do his thing, sort of make a long story short. The inevitable happened to him, unfortunately for him, but fortunately for us. We were able to come in, reopen it. We couldn't call it Conley's anymore because this guy owed everybody money. And so Michael Doherty was an original partner in Tir na Nog, an original partner in Conley's, and an original partner in Doherty's. So we named it after him, and it's gone from there. So
The restaurant in Pittsboro, you're going to call that Doherty's or you're going to call that Kanter's?
It ain't broke, so we're not going to fix it. It is Doherty's Irish Pub and Restaurant.
You mentioned your chefs coming in early in the morning to check on brisket and all the other stuff cooking from the night before. What are your usual hours?
Monday through Saturday, we open up for lunch at 11 a.m. We are open till 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, we're open till midnight. On Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday we open up at 9 a.m. for brunch, and we close at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock at night. Those are the hours for our Apex and Cary location. I'm sure when we start off in Pittsboro this fall, we're going to have those same hours, and then we'll adjust as the community demands. If the community wants to hang out until 2 a.m., the state of North Carolina is generous enough with us that we'll serve till 2 a.m. if that's what the folks want to do.
Yeah, Greg and Eric have to go. We'll be wrapping up here quickly. So you've got it's going to be a third location. Do you have a line outside for Sunday brunch?
Occasionally we do, but most of the time, if there is a line, there's just a short wait for a table. You can come in and get a seat.
You mentioned earlier that you're going to be one of the folks that's going to be kicking off the Pittsboro store. What are your plans? Right now, and I know we can't hit specific dates, but if things go the way they should go, when are you thinking about opening up, and what kind of things will you be doing at the Pittsboro location before it opens up?
Well, because we're dependent on so many other folks other than ourselves to make this happen, the closest we can narrow it down is to say that we'll be open this fall. It could be earlier in the fall. It could be a little later, maybe even November. But because we're just not sure about the supply chain, and the labor market seems to have stabilized. So as far as labor is concerned with us, we've been very fortunate that we haven't had the issues that a lot of other food service establishments have had with keeping retaining and recruiting staff. We treat people very well, and people make good money here. So these are jobs that folks tend to hang on to. It's a very professional atmosphere that we provide for our employees. It's an atmosphere of mutual respect. So that makes it easy for us to staff. So before we get open, we are going to be hiring. We're going to be looking for folks from Chatham County. We're going to be looking for folks from Pittsboro specifically, and anywhere around that wouldn't mind a little commute to come be a part of the excitement.
When are you looking to start hiring, or have you started that already?
Again, it really depends on when we're able to set an opening date. We don't want to put the cart out ahead of the horse too far. We do have 2 pubs that are established that we will be training folks with. We'll be sending folks from those pubs to assist with the transition. So we're really going to be hitting the ground running. There won't be a learning curve, so to speak, that maybe some other independent restaurants have when they go to open up. Certainly a learning curve that we had when we opened up our first one, when we were only one restaurant.
I've been inside that store in Pittsboro. As you mentioned, it is a shell. What's going to be your seating capacity? And are you going to have it set up similar to this, where's going to be? Are you going to have a main bar and then?
There is going to be a main bar upstairs. The seating capacity, right off the top of my head, we're going to seat around inside and outside. If I remember correctly, we're going to be seating around 130. That number, is sort of subject to change depending on, what we're able to do once we start building it out. But there's going to be a small bar downstairs, and that's going to take care of everyone downstairs. There's going to be seats at that bar if somebody can or doesn't want to venture upstairs, and then upstairs is kind of going to be the main bar. We're going to have outside seating, of course, a dining room upstairs, and like I said before, the design aesthetic is going to be very similar to our Cary location and our Apex location. So when you come to the Pittsboro location and you come out to Chatham County, or if you're in Chatham County already and you just come downtown, it'll be a familiar look.
I assume your food prep area will probably be on the first floor.
Yes.
That makes things a lot easier.
Yes, our kitchen and our food prep area will be on the ground floor. We won't have an upstairs kitchen. We're going to be there's going to be a food elevator that we're putting into the design. It's going to be a lot of our first times working with a food elevator, so that's how we're going to get the food up and down without overburdening the staff.
I was going to say, the waitress we had, she had mentioned she's been working here for a while and has been happy working here. So it sounds like you have a good team together. Folks in Pittsboro, Chatham County, do they need to know anything else before we wrap this up?
Please know that we like to become part of the community in any way that we possibly can. We've done that in Apex. We've done that in Cary. We are local. We are independent. We're even though this is going to be our third restaurant, we're far from a chain. We're a scratch kitchen. We offer a very large selection of Irish whiskeys. We do an Irish whiskey club so that you can explore.
Wait a minute. What is an Irish whiskey club?
Well, that's a little club that we do. We provide gifts and sort of premium things for the folks in the club at no cost. And we basically provide a tour of Irish whiskeys to increase your knowledge of really the fastest growing spirit in the spirituous liquor arena. There are distilleries opening up, independent distilleries opening up all over Ireland all the time, and we try and get our hands on as many different types and styles of Irish whiskey as we can, so that there's more than just Jameson, Bushmills, and Tullamore Dew. Right now here in Apex, for example, we're carrying about 36 different labels of Irish whiskey. So, and that's surprising to a lot of people. They didn't know that many existed. So I would say for the folks in Chatham County, please look forward to us coming out there. We're really looking forward to being in Pittsboro and being part of the community and being part of Chatham County. And please keep your eyes peeled.
You sure you don't want to rename it Kanter's?
I'm positive Doherty's is working just fine.
All right. So Doherty's coming to Pittsboro sometime in the fall. Sounds like it's definitely going to be here in 2023.
Oh yeah.
All right. And Steve will be out there working. We'll probably, once you get closer to opening up, we'll be back out there and let folks take a look inside of there. But folks, we're here in the Apex location. We had a fantastic lunch. Steve has given you a lot of information, and I know a lot of people in the county are looking forward to it. Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you.